Greetings, my lady. You are dressed and ready. Excellent. I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast? You couldn't look anything less than beautiful. The armor only accentuates it. Although the idea of you charging naked into battle holds a certain appeal. Don't you remember how this game goes? I get undressed, then one of your brothers or cousins appears and thrashes me. I'll take my chances somewhere outside the palace if you don't mind. Perhaps after the feast? Well, thoughts for later, I suppose. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances. If you say so. Listening to 100 lords complain that their neighbors use the same underhanded tactics they themselves employ would tire on me after about, a minute. Still, there are other excitements. As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Rumor has it that Harrowmont hopes you'll be swept off your feet if a well-placed young nobleman wins the provings in your honor. Why not? I'll just wear a sign that says assassinate me before Lady Iduken marries beneath her. Better yet, let's just enjoy the time we have before the feast. With you as always, my lady. The day is ours until the feast.
Oh, Lady Iduken! Here, in my booth! I am so...
He's fainted. You make quite the impression these days. Is it hard to be the king's child, never able to just blend in? I see you for you, if that's any consolation.
My Lady Iduken, you honor me by visiting my humble booth. May I show you my wares? All ladies love a bit of silk, do they not?
Lady Iduken is a warrior, born of steel and bred for battle.
1,000 pardons, please forgive me, your highness.
This looks to be mostly fabrics from the human lands. These merchants form alliances with those who have abandoned our ways to live on the surface. Perhaps some nice young man will get you a bolt so the servants can dress you in something frilly. You don't need frilly, my lady. My lady? You never know who is listening, my lady. It's safer this way. I would have come sooner had they allowed it. How are you? And I for you, my heart. I bring little but bad news, though. Balin has taken Trian's place in the Assembly. He introduced a motion to condemn you immediately, and it easily passed. He had fully half the Assembly ready to vote on something completely against tradition and justice. He must have been making deals and alliances for months, if not years. The Assembly has already sentenced both of us. My knighthood will be stripped, my name torn from my family records. But I will be allowed to attempt some sort of life on the surface. Lord Harrowmont moved for a similar exile for you, but Balin's supporters overwhelmed him. You are to be sealed in the deep roads to fight Darkspawn until you are overwhelmed and killed. Lord Harrowmont says the king is taken ill. He couldn't bear losing 2 of his children at once. Lord Harrowmont gave me access to see you so I could tell you this. Duncan and the Grey Wardens are still in the deep roads, in tunnels connected to those you are to be left in. If you survive long enough to find the Grey Wardens, you may be able to escape with Duncan. Our time is up. May the Paragons guide your sword and the stone hold you up. We have no time, my heart. The guards won't keep quiet about something like that. Your family will know. As you say, my dearest one. I must go now. I will always love you, my lady.
Dwarven crafts. Fine Dwarven.
My lady? My Lady Iduken? Is that really you? I knew you survived. I never stopped believing it. And neither did your father. Before I left for the surface, King Endrin sent for me. It was almost more than I could endure, seeing him so. As if he were long dead and rotten, and now merely an empty husk collapsing in on itself. He could not even rise from his bed, and the room stank of decay. He asked me, To give you the shield of Iduken. And this letter. He barely spoke at all. Every word seemed as if it had traveled the entire length of the deep roads. Find my daughter. No other deserves this. Was all that he said. His eyes have haunted me since. If it were possible for a man to die of regret, I think King Endrin did. But we shouldn't dwell on the past. I can hardly tell you how good it is to see you alive. I am far happier in my exile than I ever expected to be. And you? My lady, if I had thought to see you again, you will always be in my heart. But we both knew it wouldn't truly work out. Here on the surface, I've found someone. My wife is a good woman. The daughter of the best smith in Denerim. We're expecting our firstborn before the spring. And harder to believe that it has made me happier than all the glory and honor in Orzammar. It is wonderful to see you again, my lady. But you must have more important business than hearing about me. Have a look at my father-in-law's crafts. All fine work, and I'll cut you a discount.
Greetings, Lady Iduken. Are you enjoying the proving so far? Your presence will inspire these fighters to even greater effort.
This is the lead trainer of the provings, my lady. He teaches nobles from lower houses without their own trainers, and the best young men from the warrior caste. No. My father thought it was a waste to study dual-style combat, as I was pledged to be your second.
However, Sir Gorim has helped teach many classes on small-scale tactics, especially shield work. Did the two of you hear about the scandal here last week?
We've been preparing for tomorrow's battle, and I've had little time for gossip.
The Grey Wardens are in Orzammar searching for recruits, so the warrior caste arranged a proving. The goal was for the Grey Wardens to recruit the winner, bringing him honor and a chance for glory. Well, yes and no. It was like nothing I've ever seen. Sir Everd, fresh from fighting Darkspawn, got dead drunk before the proving. Then some casteless bruiser took Sir Everd's armor, wore it, and won the proving.
Lady Iduken likes to see the world shaken up.
Well, shake up the world it did. They took the imposter to jail. I assume to be thrown into the deep roads as meat for the Darkspawn. The warrior caste is in an uproar. An incident like this raises many questions. Well, how the brand got in here to begin with.
Or how a casteless learned to fight like that. They aren't even allowed to possess weapons.
I've heard they fight in the slums with the old cast-offs. I'm almost curious to see.
I doubt King Endrin would approve of that.
Ha! I suppose not. All right, I have to go check on the fighters. It was an honor to speak with you, Your Highness. My thanks. Sir Gorim, I'll see you later. Good luck tomorrow, the both of you.